Hey, welcome to another episode of Two Bear Arms broadcast. We thank everybody for waiting for our next podcast to come out. We apologize, it's been a little while. We've been a little bit busy, and this is Kurt Eversole with Two Bear Arms.
And Deuce Stevens.
All right. Welcome, everybody. And we wanted to finally get a chance to do a catch up and a recap of the recent end of trail that took place here. And immediately following into trail, we held the Indiana State. So we just wanted to kind of catch up and let everybody know the afterthoughts, I guess, of the match, and kind of talk to everybody about the match itself, whether you attended or whether you didn't get a chance to attend. Kind of give you just a little short version of what all took place. So, Deuce, you want to talk to them a little bit about the event itself?
Yeah, well, everything went as planned, I'd like to say, during the course of the event. We had 500 shooters, as was signed up for the match. Lots of campers, lots of vendors. Honestly, from our standpoint, we were very happy with the event and the way everything came off. Lots of happy shooters, lots of smiling faces. A lot of first-time people to the Midwest and Indiana in general. The range was very well received. The general environment. People love the grass, they love the trees, that kind of stuff. We got a lot of compliments on the range, and the whole purpose was to put it on for the shooters, and saw a lot of happy faces.
You mentioned the grass, and that's kind of funny because I had a lot of people mention that too, and it made me think, because I made it out to EOT in 19 with you out there, and out in New Mexico, and it was such a contrast. It was odd for the Midwesterners to go to New Mexico, so it had to have been just as odd for everybody to come here. So it was a very neat experience to go in 19, and then for everybody to come here, and for us to be able to put it on was just fantastic.
Yeah, definitely a different environment for some shooters, especially if they were coming from the western or, not so much deep south, but the western part of the country. And I think they enjoyed it. I really do. We could not be more appreciative to all the shooters that showed up and made the event what it was.
Absolutely.
It was well worth. I know it was well worth it for us.
Yeah.
I think I can speak on your behalf as well. Is that it was a lot of time, it was a lot of prep, but we had a tremendous crew.
The crew was fantastic. We've been blessed. We've always been blessed, and I think that's one reason that Misty, made the decision that this would be the place to be able to hold it. We have a 30-member crew, and the amount of effort, the amount of evenings, even they'd get off work and come. Mad Marvin, a good example. He actually took 3 weeks vacation.
Right.
Just came here to work for 3 weeks. He didn't even shoot EOT. He shot state, but he stayed here just to help and work.
Yeah. And boy, what a help he was.
Oh my gosh.
He was a lifesaver for me that week prior. And but what was really neat for us is we all had radios, and a call would go over the radio for something that needed to be done, and it was almost like a fight to see who could go and do it quicker.
Right.
So who was the first on the scene.
Absolutely.
And again, and right down to the our posse marshals, because they're also a pivotal part of the event.
Yep.
They were great, and they help us out, and posse marshals are match ROs. Just overall in general, just such a positive, fun celebration of our sport, which is what End of Trail is supposed to be. Yes, it is the World Championship, and the competition was absolutely hot.
Right.
And
hey, real quick, let me yell at my producer real quick, if you could start the thing up there for us, please. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
And sorry for that technical.
Sorry, technical
jargon. We need a timer.
Yeah, we need a timer so we don't run over or get charged.
Yeah. Don't know what to do with our hands sometimes. So, no, it was an awesome celebration, and you get. I know, having the history that I had the last few years at Founders Ranch, and Misty and I, we kind of talked about that, capturing the End of Trail feel to it, and and quite honestly, I was concerned about that because this is my home club, and I was concerned personally because I wanted it to be special.
Sure.
I wanted it to feel different.
Sure.
And when we got all the tents up and we opened up the Longhorn Bar, and every in the place is teeming with people, and then the nighttime activities, it felt like end of trail.
Yeah.
Which was what we wanted. So,
you bet.
Big time celebration for our sport, and just we can't say enough good about how much fun we had and how it exceeded, I know, our expectations for how it went. The match itself, obviously, I'm not going to go through all the category champions, but congratulations to everyone on their world championships, and the overall winners, Matt Black and for the men's, and Bonnie McFarland for the ladies.
Yeah.
And awesome performances by both of those top-notch shooters, and and overall was hotly contested this year. So a lot of serious players. This match did not lack at all for competition.
Exactly.
So it was very, very tough, and I think we ended up with 27% of the field shooting clean.
That's almost perfect.
Almost perfect, and I was shooting for 20%, and for my expectations for what I would like the match to do, and exceeded that because I thought maybe I was pushing it a little bit at 20%. So I was more than pleased.
Well, I threw my misses to help bring the percentage down.
Oh, me too, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to help you out there.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wanted, I didn't want it to be too good.
Yeah.
So that's why I also threw my misses. But no, it was a great family event, and I got to see a lot of people we only see once or twice a year, and in this case, due to the recent pandemic, I hadn't seen some of them in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. It was a bit of a family reunion in a lot of respects, and I know I made a whole bunch of new friends.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So
what was a pivotal moment in the event to where it seemed surreal to you?
The pivotal moment, honestly, is when we opened up the Longhorn.
Okay.
That and everybody's gonna be like, oh well, of course that's the Longhorn Bar, because it kind of it was, I guess it was would have been opening ceremonies.
Yep.
Probably the night of opening ceremonies when people were milling around and hanging out, and we had a lot of that at this event. A lot of people didn't rush off to get off the property, which I think is always a good sign that people are having a good time.
You bet.
And we did get some rain one day.
Yep.
And we got at night in particular, we were all in the big tent having a good time. I mean, it was packed in there.
Oh yeah. It was absolutely packed.
It was packed, and those who wanted to stay and have a good time did.
Yep.
So everybody was safe, and the event just top to bottom could not have been any happier with it, and it was well worth it. I know for me, and the work that we put in over the basically that 5 month period. So.
Right, and that's what I was explaining to one individual about the timetable that we had to put it together. We had 5 months notice, but the day that we decided that we would do it, you and I were standing out there in about 10 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Measuring to see if we could fit a tent in there and how we would position the tents, and can we fit all this stuff infrastructure wise onto the property. And so we really, I think it was right about the 100-day mark, that 100 days to go before the event, when we could actually physically start doing things to the property,
and that's when we started getting the vision too. I mean,
yes.
that's when because when we were standing out there in the snow, it was really hard to
yeah, there was a lot of panic.
Even though as well as the property, it still is.
Sure.
You're like, oh boy, how are we gonna envision it? And the more work we did and the more the crew did, the easier it became to get the vision for that. So
yep.
Again, I couldn't have been happier to be a part of it, and I feel very fortunate to have done that.
And completely biased about the situation, but our crew, the ability to do that in 100 days. Every stage got redone, repainted, stained, new benches, new tops, new unload tables, new
target fabrication.
Oh, target fabrication was just a major undertaking.
We had a brand new shoot-off setup built in about a month's time.
Yep.
And you know, it was a huge undertaking by Montana Longhair and his crew.
Yep.
And they did a great job because the shoot-off was very well received and very highly attended, and everybody enjoyed watching it. There's a ton of really, you know, Outlaw Trails James, OTJ has got a couple of really good shoot-off compilations put together, and if you want to check that out, that's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of videos available of the match.
Yeah. Joker's Wild's got a bunch of them posted. They're great.
Joker's Wild, Dead-Eye Dillard, another one that has a lot of videos. So, and of course OTJ always has awesome video coverage. So, and it was from a match director standpoint, I'll just be very frank. It was really nice to have a lot of positivity surrounding the event and the outcome, and you know, the final product is something that you hope for.
Right.
And you know, I you know, in the 15 years that I've produced major matches, by and large, this has been the most I've ever received. Just nice messages and notes, and people are still complimenting the event, and it's just a testament to everything that was collectively done by the whole crew. And you know, it was really nice. Yeah, it was great.
I got 2 more thank you cards this week.
Yeah, you're getting thank you cards in the mail, which is kind of cool.
And gifts.
You know, and
some
gifts.
of them are sending gifts. So,
any Crown Royal?
Yes, I actually got a bottle of Crown the other day. So
I did. Wow.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's not open yet.
Weird.
We'll save that. But yeah, that's it's been
it's not too late if anybody wants to send a gift.
Nice segue into
to old Deucer here.
Feel free to send gifts to Deuce. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
No, and I think, after looking at the event, we had a few people say, well, you could have done this, you could have done that. Well, yeah, we didn't know what we didn't know. So
absolutely.
We had to get everything on the ground. Bobcat did some great videos for us with his drone and gave me an opportunity to see the camping area and the parking area from an aerial view. Once I seen that, I kind of recognized a lot of things that, I could have laid out differently for the camping area. All in all, we wanted to stay at around 100 campers on the property, and we ended up with 109, and we still had room for quite a few more. So that was great to see. And we knew we could have more shooters than 500, but as we've said before, our attempt was to give 500 shooters an exceptional match rather than 700 shooters an okay match, to where they were all packed in. And only having 100 days to put it together, 500 is a little more infrastructure control than 700. Right. So I think with the time frame that we had, I think we pulled it off there. And
we don't really. I know I don't have any regrets over the decision we made on the shooter.
Absolutely,
I just don't.
Absolutely not. So
yeah, very happy. I'm of course would have loved to have more people made it in and enjoy the good time that we did have, but I'm glad those that came did.
Yep.
And like I said, feel very fortunate, and I think we slept for about 2 weeks afterwards.
After state.
After state. And it was a very interesting few months.
Yes.
And I learned a lot as always, and you take away little bits and pieces and of things that you would do different, or
Sure.
But honestly, overall very, very pleased, and because the whole purpose is for people, this is entertainment. Yeah. We're in the entertainment business.
Yep.
And you want to do as good a job as you can on that, and so I was very comfortable with that, and thought I was going to be retired, but I'm not. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got the regional.
Yep. Congratulations on that. Taking over Gunsmoke.
Yeah, Cowboy Cardi and I fortunate enough to become a part of the Cedar Valley Vigilantes crew up there in Morristown, Minnesota for Gunsmoke, the SASS Midwest Regional, and excited about that event coming up, and it's you know, that's a range and a crew that we know. I think this will be my 16th Gunsmoke in a row.
Right.
So I'm very familiar with the crew and wonderful people up there. That was a very easy thing to say yes to.
Right.
So I you know, couldn't be happier. So.
And I'm terribly sad I'm gonna miss it, but my daughter's getting married that weekend, so I will be at the wedding.
You'll be at the wedding.
And, I know it's gonna be a great event. And just to dispel any rumors, regionals are not moving here, so Deuce was invited to go up there and run regional there.
We will not be moving the regional to Paradise.
Yes, that is not being discussed. It's not in the future. It's not an option. So they're doing a fantastic job up there. Great range.
Absolutely.
Glad to have all the ranges doing what they're doing in the United States. And you know, we're here as a support facility for SASS and for, you know, any other range that needs it. Just like we know there's a lot of rangers that do the same for us.
Right.
So, and they did. You know. Smaller range there in Michigan, Hidden Valley. You know, they loaned us their trolley carriage. We didn't end up needing it as a trolley trailer, I guess. All set up for shooters and such. We had that here on the property, and we appreciate Johnny Rebel and Three Gun Cole, you know, working that out to bring that down. We had, you know, tons and tons of support from, you know, local clubs. We had a lot of people besides our Paradise Pass crew come in and just help out for even one day. Shooters, brand new shooters, shooters' wives that don't shoot, you know, a few customers actually from Two Bear Arms Gun Shop came out and helped clean up and things on certain days. So it was just kind of a big pulled together effort by so many people, and it's kind of heartwarming to see how many people came in and supported the whole event, start to finish. And you know, I think we made SASS proud. I hope we did, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. Special thank you to all the vendors that came out for the event too. I know the rain was a little rough on everything. Shooters and vendors. We end up with 13 inches in 7 days. And it waited till the last half of the event to start coming down, and then went right into Indiana State. Stopped right there for Indiana State. We had a gorgeous Indiana State, but that week in between EOT and Indiana State, you know, that's where it finished off and gave us that last 4 inches, I think, of rain in a day and a half. And so, you know, rain like we've never seen before here. And I've lived here 21 years, so it was pretty epic in that respect. But almost all the vendors were very understanding and very helpful in, you know, their responses to things. We appreciate that, and I think all of them did extremely well. And our food vendors, they had an excellent event. I know everybody raved about different parts of the food vendors. One of the food vendors kept running out of food. He kept buying more and more food for the next day, and was just absolutely run dry. And that was pretty epic. He had reps, his food vending reps, driving food from their distribution houses in Michigan to get them down here to keep feeding everybody, which was pretty great. So, and you know, I think there was very few details that was missed during the event, but I think we got, you know, we didn't have a single complaint that I'm aware of, you know, from the shooter standpoint.
No, I mean, you know, and I've sleuthed all of the online sources because that's kind of what I do. Right. And you know, collectively, and understand, guys, we are not beating our own drum here. We're just very appreciative of the shooters, and you know, when you do something like this, I know all people involved always appreciate hearing, you know, and constructive criticism is always part of any time you do something. It's always part of the event, but you know, I know personally I had some very tough customers that have been very tough customers in the past. Come up and were very complimentary, which was nice. So it was a good, you know, and it was a good, for lack of a better term, it was a great last ride for Lassiter and I. You know, after working together for the last few years, and it was a great, you know, it was a great note to end on
Sure.
for us. And
Sure.
it was good. And I'll be going to Guns of August this coming weekend, and
Great.
see Lassiter there, and that'll be fun. And haven't attended that match in quite some time, and so looking forward to that. We've got a lot of I know I've got some very good shooting coming up and some cool events the next couple months, and it's much to my family's chagrin. I will be gone quite a bit, unfortunately. And that's another, just I won't spend a lot of time on it. This is another time that I'd like to thank my family and my wife, KJ, and my 3 little ones for being so patient with me the last 20 years of playing this game. It's been a lot of weeks and days away for me, and I really appreciate their patience and their understanding for letting me chase that dream.
Sure.
So it's been a lot of fun. Very fortunate, man.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you have an amazing family, and I've gotten very close to them since you moved down here, and we partnered up on so many levels. But your support system's fantastic, and there again, my support system. My son's a big part of the operations here, and more so in the store side than the gun club side. But wouldn't want to be doing it without him. And then, of course, our staff here in Two Bear Arms, they even stayed open. We're normally closed on Monday, Tuesdays, but during EOT they stayed open. So basically, they were working 2 weeks straight without a day off, and then plus before that, they were putting in a lot of extra time. Some of my employees in here actually worked on their days off to come in and help out in the field there, getting the camping areas ready to go and cut down all the extra trees we wanted out of the way and cleaning up brush and getting everything pushed back to give us more camper spots. They killed themselves quite a bit too to make it all happen. So I really, really appreciate all that they've done to help get this finished up and on time. That was the other thing. We were actually, the last day and a half, we were completely caught up, and I was kind of worried originally that we would be up to the last 5 minutes trying to finish everything up. Right. Maybe finishing up some stuff that were going to take place a day or two later. We'd be finishing it up while the match was going on, and that wasn't the case. We actually, with the crew and with everybody's help, we had everything done a day and a half in advance of the match, and that was speaks volumes about the people that we have. But
absolutely, and thank the long-time loyal customers of Two Bear Arms for their patience during the event as well. We know things were a little different around here than normally when you pull in the driveway. So
we've had several of them say that they started to pull in and there was so much activity that they went ahead and left and came back a week later. And I appreciate them doing that. I hope the ones that wanted to see the event got to see the event, and the ones that needed things from the shop made it in to get things from the shop. If you didn't, I apologize. We did our best we could with directional signs and people out front directing people, but it was almost state fair type atmosphere coming into the property. And a couple times I went up and stood at the end of the driveway and looked back down the driveway, and I thought, good gosh, I can't imagine somebody coming here for the very first time that's not a cowboy shooter that doesn't understand this as a normal look.
Right.
And so that was pretty epic. I also want to thank all the local infrastructure, all the local businesses that were involved in this. Warsaw Party Rental, and I won't list them all because I'm afraid I'll forget one, but Tenney and Sons and some of the others that had a very, very big role in the success of it. They really worked hard to get everything onto the grounds, get it taken care of. It's servicing things when the range came. We got other things brought to us and dropped off. Some things put up, and it was just really, really fantastic. The local support, and it makes me proud from the aspect of when we agreed to do this. One thing Misty mentioned right away is source as much as you want locally. To help the infrastructure locally, and with the amount of campgrounds that were filled up, and hotels and restaurants, and even just stopping and buying gas and ice and everything else, this is all stuff that helps the local economy, and I think sometimes that gets left out. But you know, it was just a huge boost for the county and the surrounding counties because we kind of sat in the edge of the county. So, you know, I appreciate all the local businesses and everything they did. I know a couple of restaurants had some specials geared right around, you know, our shooters. And so everybody was very welcoming to SASS coming in and all the competitors coming in. And I hope everybody had a great experience at all the local businesses and things to see in the county and surrounding areas. So I'd like to, you know, just say thank you. So, you know, we were talking about pivotal moments a little bit ago, and you know, my pivotal moment was it would have been on Wednesday night, I guess. I stood down in the dark there and watched everybody in the tent that was just hanging out. You know, there was no special events or anything really going on, but the bar was open, and then people were just sitting around and visiting. And you know, I stood there a long time in the dark, just kind of looking at people and seeing, you know, the laughter and the friendships and the meeting for the first time, all of those type things taking place. And that really at that moment kind of set it for me at how special not only SASS is and the organization and the people are, but then this event bringing people from all over the United States to be here and have that much fun. And you know, we don't take it lightly that people are taking their vacation and spending their money to come here, to come to any shoot. I mean, it's not just, you know, it's not unique to here, but you know, I urge all ranges out there to, you know, pay attention to that the people are, you know, they're burning a commodity they can't get back. They're burning time. And they chose to come to these ranges and participate, and that's not something that I'll ever take lightly.
Right.
It's very much appreciated.
Yeah. And it, you know, I mean, you just, you know, for people that organize events in this game, it's, you know, take a minute to just stop and kind of capture that magic, what's going on, because that's what makes it worth doing it. And you know, I had a tremendous amount of work and a tremendous amount of fun.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, it
yes.
was, you know, I got to spend, you know, 2 weeks with, you know, my group of best friends that I don't always get to see all the time.
Yep.
And, you know, I you know, my crew, you know, Fireball, JB Kid, Chili Pepper, Cardi, obviously, and you know, you and I didn't really hang out that much during the event. We kind of were passing chips during the event. And we would grunt at each other on occasion as we walked by, and then that was about it. And occasionally, I'd have a drink at night or something for 5 minutes, and then.
And I think that's part of what made it so special in a lot of respects and came off so well is because I knew you had your part, you knew I had my part, Misty had her part, you know, and we had our prospective crews working with us, you know, and that was. And none of us ever worried about each other. You know, we knew they had it. You know, I knew that there was nothing I needed to go check with or look into, you know, regarding to the actual shooting and the target placements and all that kind of stuff. That was, you guys had it, and I knew that. You guys knew that I had the infrastructure stuff going there and the people that were helping me. And then, you know, Misty had the logistics of it being EOT and everything going there, and she had her people. So it was, that was a really, really awesome phenomenon there with it. And that's one of the unique things about our friendship, and then of course with Misty involved in it now, that was really, really special. So
you know, and I'm you know, events like that always make me, you know, be very introspective about what, you know, how blessed I am to be surrounded by the friends that I am, and it's you know, I mean, they know who they are, and just tremendous support group there that I could not have done it without them. And you know, they're definitely not sidekicks. They're pivotal players.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they're there for the good and they're there for the bad, and they stick with you. And I'm very, very blessed when it comes to that. So no, it was just, again, you know, I don't want to do it next week again. So, you know, it was kind of one of those,
No, I'm looking forward. Already signed up for Arizona.
Absolutely.
And, actually got
Me too.
a short confirmation today. They said big confirmation will be coming, but they sent short confirmation saying it was in and all that. So very excited to go out there. Wishing them the best of luck. Heard they're already sold out, so that's great. Good for them. And really look forward to it. It'll be my first trip out there to them, and because it's never worked out schedule wise for me to be able to make it out the old winter range and now. You know, the new EOT. So very excited to go out and see them and see the event take place.
And we'll be just shooters.
And we'll be just shooters. Fantastic idea. I like that idea. That maybe have to be a new trend for a while.
Just a shooter.
Just shooters. Yeah. Just shooters. So yeah, we'll have to come up with aliases for our aliases. So we can just sneak in. That'd be kind of cool.
No, it's you know, and again the new EOT, formerly Winter Range. I mean, they are no strangers to huge events. I mean, it's always been the largest action shooting match in the world of any kind.
Yep.
So it you know, they do it big there.
Yep.
They do it well.
Okay.
So looking forward to that. So,
yeah, I am too.
Yeah, it'll be your first time out there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So that's gonna be exciting. So.
Yeah, I'll guide you.
All right. All right. Yeah. Cool. I'll let you do most of the driving to get out there.
No, I don't think so.
Come on. Okay. Okay, other news in EOT. Let's see. Had a really good time. I'm going to give a special shout out to our White Claw hero.
Yes.
Razorback
Red.
Oh my God, you forgot to wear your t-shirt.
I didn't wear my t-shirt.
I know. All right, our next podcast, I promise, there was a special gift sent here to Dee Stevens from Razorback Red, and
it's not really a t-shirt.
Well,
per se. So.
It's going to look good on you, I bet. Well, maybe
we'll
not.
see.
I'm not going to bet a lot on it.
Right.
Anyway, our next podcast, a little teaser here. Look forward to our next podcast. Deuce is going to have that on in honor of Razorback Red. Today's podcast.
I might have to shave the wolf belt before I wear that. So.
No, don't. That's kind of fun. Let the hair down and put it in a ponytail. Call it good, man.
Yeah.
You're looking good. So if you're listening to us on Spotify right now, make sure you go over to YouTube and check it out. So then that way you can see the actual video. We're going to be uploaded to both locations, to your favorite podcasting, and then also to YouTube. Real quick, while I jump subjects here, quick shout out to our sponsor, W.R. Hall Insurance out of Warsaw. We appreciate Mike and his whole crew there, and they provide all our insurance, have for years and years and years here on the property, and can't say enough about how good those guys are and how kind they are to us and how well they explain everything to us, and we write them a lot of checks, but they come in here and buy a lot of guns too, so that is, you know, it's great when that can happen, and look forward to many more years with them. So if you need any insurance and such, for pretty much anything, they do liability, workers' comp, and then of course structure and vehicle and all that stuff. So, gosh, they get a lot of money now that I start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Mike, get in here and buy some more guns, would you please?
And we always enjoy Mike when he visits.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
One of my favorite. And if his wife is listening, he's not here a lot. And
no,
if he is here, we're talking business most of the time.
Very rarely for about 2 minutes.
Yep. So, just passing through.
W.R. Hall, they've got you covered.
They've got you covered. I like that. Look at that. Pretty awesome. So, anything else on the EOT?
On the EOT thing, no, I think I you know, again, thanks to everyone for attending, and I hope you had as much fun as we did.
Absolutely, and I want to say thank you to SASS for trusting us with the opportunity. That was, you know, I take away from that you know, it had to require a lot of trust to put in us to do this, because of the time frame and because of location and just changing up what was normal for SASS. But if 2020 wasn't a normal year, going into 2021 is not going to be a normal year. So I appreciate their trust, and then all the original Wild Bunch coming in, and all their kind comments, and I was just absolutely thrilled with my amount of time that I got to spend with them. I wish it could have been more, but their comments and overall honest reviews of the place just touched my heart, and I really appreciate it. So,
and just a huge thank you to Misty Moonshine.
Absolutely.
As CEO, and you know, obviously it wouldn't have happened without her. So she has done a tremendous job of steering the ship, and can't thank her enough. And you know, we value her not only her direction but her friendship as well.
Yep.
So,
she made it very easy.
Yes.
To make the transition into this, you know, I mean, I won't lie, I was a little terrified to say yes. Mm-hmm. I'm not scared of a whole lot, but you know, it's a pretty epic responsibility, and you know, she guided it very well, and you know, and had the on-ground vision. You know, she made a couple trips here before EOT. She brought stuff to us. She, you know, we went out and all three of us measuring things out there, figuring everything out, and daily conversations, both you with her and me with her and us with her. You know, so it wasn't here, guys, make this work. It was, you know, absolutely a three-person partnership backed by incredible people, you know, such as our crew, and you know, and the amount of work that, you know, short term and Big Iron Bohannon and Knuckle Buster and Mardi Gras and several others. I could go on and on,
right.
You know, but yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And then just, I don't want to not mention it, but you had a couple of very nice moments of recognition yourself during the event. You earned your SASS Regulator badge. Yes. Long overdue and very well deserved. For those that don't know, SASS Regulator is recognizing a person that's done exceptional things in the promotion of the game and been very giving, and you are no exception to that. So that was nice to see that. And then you also received the very highly coveted and not often given SASS Top Hand Award. I think you were one of, I think they've done 12. 11 or 12 in 40 years. Yeah. So pretty special, and that was fun to watch. And I knew about it before it happened. So that was fun for me.
You dirty dog.
Yep. No, that was.
Both were an honor and a big surprise. And you know, like I say, that one funny moment though, the Top Hand Award when it was given to me, and Misty called me up to the stage. The judge was standing there, and I went up and I put my arm around him and I leaned into him and I said, "Thank you, Judge, I appreciate this." And he pulled the cigar out of his mouth really fast and he looked up at me and gave me that catshire grin, and he said, "Don't thank me, I didn't vote for you." And and it was so fast and it was so funny. So people have asked what I was laughing about when I got up on stage, because I just had an absolute gut laugh out of that. But that was so fast and so cute of him.
And only the way he can deliver.
Absolutely. And then he gave me a wink and grinned, and I was like, I'll never forget that. So that was, but it was a tremendous honor, and yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. So, next topic.
Segueing into, we're going to talk about Santa Fe River Stand.
Let's talk about Stan a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I'll lead off.
Go right ahead.
You know, all of you have gotten your member bulletins via email by now. And it's all over social media, but the Santa Fe River Stand of Florida has been appointed, he's the latest member of the SASS Board of Advisory Board.
Yes.
And I could not be more excited for him. What an excellent choice.
Yep.
For those that don't know Stan, you know, he's obviously, you'll hear me speak of him. He's a close personal friend. We've known each other for going on probably 20 years now. Great family man, huge asset to the sport. Has been an absolute godfather to the game in the state of Florida, and just, you know, he brings a lot to the table. And not only is he a tremendous shooter, he's a great contributor. I mean, he hosted the last stand when it was in Orlando. You know, when they were packing the house at 400 shooters there for their state shoot, and you know, he knows what goes into a good event, and he's got a passion for the game and the promotion of the game, and he has a lot of respect from where we came from, and he's got a lot of forward thinking about where we're going. So he's a critical thinker, and I think he's going to do some absolute wonderful things on the board.
Oh, I was thrilled. That was the pick to fill the vacancy on the board. You know, I met Stan basically when I came down to Florida and shot with you guys. I don't know, 2005 or 2006. So, you know, I don't know Stan as well as you do, of course, but I've always been a big fan of him, and very, very excited to have him join. And you know, it was kind of instrumental and kind of proved the point right out of the gate. You know, I think Stan was on the board like 48 hours, and there was some emails exchanged among the board with some questions on something that needed opinion on. and I put my opinion in, Coffee and Okie and Red all put opinions in, and then Stan, put his opinion in, and Stan's was totally different than mine on the topic, and I started reading Stan's response, and I went, gosh, that actually is a better answer than what I was thinking.
Right.
And so right off the bat, he made an impression there.
And it takes a lot to impress.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot to get me to change my mind about things too.
Yeah, more
so
that's
true.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, I like to think of myself as a willow, but according to you guys, I'm more of an oak.
You're more of an oak.
So, but anyway, no, that to me was a very pivotal thing there. To know, it reinforced the fact that Stan was just an absolutely excellent pick for the board, and I let Misty know right away that I think I want to change my answer, and so.
Which is really what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why you have those such a great collection of experiences and pasts.
Yep.
And that's an effective board at that point in time. That should be encouraging to the membership.
Yep. We've got a tremendous amount of great diversified experience on there, both in professional lives, personal lives, and then in SASS world. Stan's a fantastic addition to the team. Stan, if you're listening to this, I hope you end up listening to this. Welcome aboard, and very pleased to have you there, brother, and look forward to a lot of Zoom meetings and emails, and then on the ground shooting places with you. So
we're very proud.
Congratulations on being part of this.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
And I guess I just wanted to mention more of a somber topic, obviously, the passing of a very notable SASS member, Colorado Jackson. We learned yesterday of his passing, and I considered him a friend, and if you met him, you would consider him a friend. Sure. And I had the pleasure of shooting with him a couple times, and we would exchange texts and phone calls on occasion. And what a wonderful man! He was larger than life character. He will be absolutely very sorely missed, and he was a fantastic ambassador for the game. One of our best RO instructors for the game, which a lot of people didn't know, and ran a great posse. He was a big man, and a big intimidating dude. And you want to talk about somebody that could run a buckaroo or a lady shooter through a stage and just make them feel so at ease. Jeff was one of those guys, and just a tremendous loss to our community, and to all his friends and family. Our sympathies here from Two Bear Arms, and we will miss him. Yeah. So shocking news.
And I got to meet him there at EOT, and really, really enjoyed the fairly lengthy conversation we got to have. And so.
Yeah, and I'll just relay one quick Colorado Jackson story. 2019 end of trail. Not gonna lie, had quite a bit of criticism on the match, and Jeff sought me out and wanted to. He didn't go on social media. He didn't. He came to the source, and had a tremendous amount of respect for that, and gave some very constructive criticism, which I took to heart, and we had a good conversation. We both left with things to think about, and I always had respected him in the past, and respected him even more so after that conversation.
Sure.
Because he was so very professional, and just a great man.
Yep.
So can't say enough about it.
Prayers for his family and all his friends and all the SASS world. Like you say, we've lost one of our heroes in the game. So prayers out to everybody for that. So, all right. Well, in conclusion, because we're running just a little bit long on time, but in conclusion, we thank everybody for watching. We ask you to follow us, like us, and share us on all your social media platforms and on YouTube. Leave a comment on YouTube too, if you would please. It helps our standings with YouTube. And we look forward to our next broadcast, which hopefully we're going to get back into the swing of things here a little bit. We've been just catching up from the epic amount of time that we got behind on our daily duties, and we're getting there. We're almost there. So we'll talk to you folks soon, and like we always say, please keep your powder dry. Have a great day.